Festive season merriment in the mother city has resulted in emergency response teams working overtime to maintain safety and security, both in Cape Town and then the province as a whole. According to the City of Cape Town's Public Emergency Communication Centre, a total of 16,168 calls were registered for that period between the 1st and the 28th of December, and the majority of those related to medical emergencies. Our Latashia Naidoo is there and keeping an eye on this one. Latashia, good morning. Well, good afternoon. What have been some of the contributing factors to the influx of calls to emergency centres?
Good afternoon, Iman. Well, like you mentioned, festive season merriment has gotten off to a very busy start in the City of Cape Town in particular. Just a correction that the City of Cape Town's Public Emergency Communication Centre received over 61,000 calls between the 1st and 31st of December 2024, with over 6,000 incidents being reported. And these incidents relate to medical emergencies in particular, Iman. Now, I've also been speaking to the Western Cape Health Department, who've spoken of how this festive season in particular has been particularly bloody and how alcohol misuse and use has been a contributing factor to a number of medical emergencies which have resulted in trauma centres and emergency centres being flooded with regard to trauma cases over the December period. Now, we know that December and the festive season also coincides with school holidays. But here to talk more about those cases, those over 6,000 incidents related to medical emergencies that particularly the City of Cape Town's Public Emergency Communication Centre has received over the December period, is Nabila Jacobs-Geland from the PECC. Nabila, we know that December is traditionally a very busy time for emergency centres in the province, but particularly within the City of Cape Town. What have been some of the contributing factors and what have those calls entailed?
So the over 6,000 medical emergency incidents we received includes trauma calls as well as respiratory calls, which is attributing to the hot weather that we have been receiving in Cape Town, as well as general emergency calls, which is anything from pain to anything that covers general emergency, medical emergency calls.
And almost 7,000 incidents have been reported, and your team was capacitated to be able to dispatch those emergency services to the relevant callers.
That's correct. So our emergency communication centre receives the calls, and then we distribute it to the relevant service providers, including fire and rescue, police, law enforcement, traffic, etc.
Thank you, Nabila. Well, Iman, I'm told that with this centre in particular, the festive season, the end of the festive season monitoring period will be around the 13th of January 2025, which coincides with the reopening of schools. Now, later today, I'm speaking with the head of the Western Cape Health Department to talk more about those trauma cases related to what they call a very bloody festive season in the Western Cape, and we'll be keeping our viewers updated as to those stats and to the reasons behind this has been a particularly busy festive period for emergency centres, teams and resources in the mother city and the Western Cape province as a whole, Iman.
Latashia Naidoo, thank you for that update.